Alright chaps, let's crack on. And as I said in the last video, what I'm going to do this time is split the episodes as much as I can, at least, between battles and campaign stuff. So I'll tell you what's been going on in the campaign probably after this battle, because then we're going to have a kind of reload time. So I can give you all the strategic stuff that's happened then. But first, we're going to have to smash some other lizards. So, there they go. Now, the one thing I know they don't have are any ranged units, so I'm hoping to be able to give them a bit of a pounding. So I'm going to rush my spear throwers, javelin throwers, sorry, forward. This guy at the back, this solar engine, this beast, this dinosaur, is an artillery piece as well, so that'll start shooting in a minute. Yeah, that's pretty cool when that gets going. Actually, let me show you its range. It has decent range. So it should be firing already. I don't know why it isn't. Fire. Don't know why that wasn't working. So my javelin throwers at the front, they're engaging already. For some reason this guy isn't firing yet. Let's see if we can fix that. There we go. Boom. Let me show you this actual firing too. So I've set my guys at the top here to skirmish mode. It looks like they're not doing it very well though. Boom, that's a powerful weapon. This is that big thing at the back. It's a great weapon to use against massed enemies. Alright, so you can see they're kind of bunching up and going left. They're kind of following my units as they run, so we're going to take this force and I'm going to run them down here to the right. And I'm going to take these harder warriors and send them up to support my big guy. For some reason it's sped up there, don't know why. So, and I'm going to send in my expert unit as well. My lord's already in a good position, so I'll just leave him where he is. But yeah, the aim is going to be to surround these guys. Let's see if I can pull it off. What's going on here? So it's more or less working. Let's get these heavier warriors at the top to come in. And then we're going to send these two units in from behind. 2 units versus 1, these should do fairly well. And it looks like their left flank is just broken. A spare unit there, so we're slightly weaker on the right. I'm going to pull my big units out and put them in the same place at the top of this hill here. I'm going to use that to counter their right attack. Okay, time to reform these slingers. Funny, I still call them slingers. Come on, we really need to break this left flank here. I'll take guard mode off. Come on. Brutalize them. Okay, I have this one reserve unit. I'm going to throw them into support at the back. And then let's take these big guys. And we're going to... let's attack the right flank here. Use any special abilities I have? Yeah. Let's use some magical damage as well. Right in the middle. Watch them get zapped here, look. Zoom! Oh, that's outstanding. Look at them, they're just folding now. Lovely. Alright. So it looks like my attack on the right flank worked. We've broken it. Now we just need to rout the entire army. Looks like it's mostly this unit there, so everybody attack him. Again, try and reform those javelin slingers. Actually, there's a wayward unit of the enemy, so let's shoot them to death. No, they're shattered. Okay, that's it. I think that's... yeah, there we go. It really is about routing the enemy army as much as killing everybody. Cool. So that went as well as I could have hoped. I'm happy with that. I may have lost a unit or two, but I don't believe I did. No, just looking on the left there, there's lots of green, there's no complete black. I think I completely wipe out their army because they were holed up in a garrison, so I think I've just taken out their main army in one shot. So it's like a crippling blow. It's like Hitler versus Stalin. Kick him in the balls to start with and then start the fight. That's the way to start a war, if you're evil. Alright, let me tell you a little bit about what's going on the campaign map. So, north and south again. In the north, we saw a huge full stack rodent army pull into the city, the town just north of our main choke point. So I pulled our ranging army back. So I didn't pursue the remnants of that the army that I attacked in the last episode. I've just returned to base, and I think I'm adding a couple of units. Yeah, I'm adding a couple of units to that army too. So I'm strengthening and just really holding that choke point. So the north I don't believe is going to move very much. The south though, obviously we've just done this attack. This was the sneak attack that I told you about in the last episode. Another development is that there's also a rebellion imminent in some of the land we just conquered. So it was at minus 89 contentment and dropping by 11, so it's going to hit rebellion stage basically in this turn. So this army here, the one that has just taken a beating, we're going to have to send them straight back out and yeah, take on this rebellion. So the forward thrust against this now I'm thinking about it, because we just started a war with these guys. The danger is that we give them a chance to recoup, give them a chance to raise armies. So they have a few areas, and yeah, if we leave it too long, they're basically going to raise an entirely new army, and then we have to fight twice. So rebellions tend to not spread. They tend to take over one city and kind of sit there. So I'm going to ignore the rebellion. I'm going to let the province rebel and lose whichever town it is, and if it gets raised, well, so be it. I'm concentrating on my borders at the moment. So this is why I'm going after this power. A lot of the region around me to the west and the south is all wasteland. And to the north, of course, we have that choke point. So my thinking is the quicker and more brutally I can take out any kind of threat to the south, the sooner I can secure my borders. And you know, the same as Rome. If you're expanding and building any kind of empire, the first thing you need to do is look after your borders, basically. And because the geography of the map where we start, and I'll come back to this and I'll remind you as soon as it actually finishes loading. The geography really determines your strategy in the beginning. So when I was playing my game personally with the elves before, you're stuck on the south of this island and you're just surrounded by too many allies, too many potential allies. They're too friendly towards you, and you're too... It's all fractured, so it's not like you're the major power, but starting with this guy, you are the major power. So, you know, like Rome was back in the day, you just start off with this offensive approach. where you simply attack, attack, attack. Oh, so we got some good loot there, 3,600. So we actually have some cash in the bank. That's important. We've gained rank. We've completely wiped out the enemy army. Captured a few of them. And mostly survived okay. I think we did pretty well there. So I'm going to take the victory. I'm going to offer. And let's have a look. So they're going to repair very nicely. I don't need to change the stance. Let's just upgrade this guy quickly. I'm not going to spend a long time on this. There we go. Public order +3. I'll take that. Cool. So that's the army. So again, let's zoom out. Strategically then, these guys have just invaded. They have 1, 2, 3. Let's do ownership. It's the light blue here. So I need my army to sweep through their region and crush them quickly, basically. In the meantime, this rebellion is... where is it? It's not there. It's way back here. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I need to rush this army south. Let's just see. Range of movement is not particularly good. So probably the smart thing to do is to take that stance back to normal. We're going to send this army south. And we're going to grow it as we go. So in the last battle, the thing that was missing was any kind of ranged unit. So I'm going to go... let's go skirmishers. And then I think we need just more smashing power, so I'm going to add some heavy warrior shields to the mix. Ooh, I can make that a tough army, look. Bang, and another one. So that's a really hard offensive army here. That will do. So I can send them south to take care of this rebellion. In the north, I'm just going to have to trust that the garrison is enough here. I believe it should be. It's got strong walls. And it's got some very, very heavy units defending, so we should be okay. That rat army, I said, was up here in the mirror pool of Tepok. So they're hiding there. We can't see them though. Just because of... that's one of the traits of the rats. Oh, I did have a task. I'm supposed to try and do a trade agreement with these dudes. Let's have a look.
Favored of the Witch King.
These guys, I believe. I think we're supposed to do a trade agreement.
Thing. Should I kill you?
I'm not going to do that. Don't be a bitch. They take a non-aggression pact first. Do I even want that? I don't know if I want to do a non-aggression pact. They're completely pathetically weak compared to me, so I don't really need to concern myself with them either. I'm not going to bother doing a trade agreement. How much was it worth? Dum 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 dum. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. The reward is shit anyway. Okay, cool. Other thing we need to do is... let me just show you the relevant thing. Here we go, race for the vortex. At the start of... no, not that. Excuse me. Okay. Well, the deal is, peeps, that there is this thing going on. If you see at the top here, you need to do an intervention. And this is part of... if you don't know kind of how this works, you can do a whole separate video on how this works. It's all to do with the vortex. You need to stop other factions controlling the vortex. So interventions, you raise an intervention and you do that just by paying for it. So I'll read this here. As rival factions conduct rituals, and a rival has already started doing a ritual, so we need to stop that. You may call upon intervention forces to hinder their progress. These forces will appear near the faction's ritual sites and attack them directly. So that's what we're going to do. It's the high elves that have started it. So we're going to go intervention. You have to declare war as part of this. But that raises an army from nothing. Somewhere on their territory. So we should see that happen, but here you go. It says Lothern, that's the High Elves, currently performing the Ritual of Prophecy, 8 turns remaining. And that's what we need to stop. I believe that's how it works. Anyway, cool. Let's end the turn. So there's quite a lot going on at the moment. And it's all pretty interesting. So we're going to get some sort of... Oh, this is our amazing sudden army that just appeared from nowhere. So it looks like the enemy are running from us. They've admitted they can't win. So they've basically given up the town. So our army goes in and has just taken it straight away. I believe. They should just take that town. Okay, who's this? This is that rat army I told you about. Okay, so they're heading back north. That's great news for me. That means my north isn't threatened so badly. And hopefully they attack those dark elves there. Alright, what's going on here? Okay, they're going to offer us a peace deal, I reckon. Yep. They're going to offer us 600 and a peace treaty. Yeah, I'll take it just for the money, because... Let's see if they've got any more cash. I think that's the most they've got. Okay, we'll take it. Because I don't care about them, I only attack them because there was that reward of 2,000 bucks. So here's that rebellion, let's see how bad it is. It's not too bad yet. So they're just raiding. So that's not the end of the world. Let's have a look.
The plan scheme is discordant.
Okay, so it's just a bunch of rodents. It's only a few units at the moment. I think the garrison's going to be shit in here though. I don't think my army's going to make it down here in time, so I may lose that. We're just going to have to run these guys. Don't know why it goes so fast. Alright, so they'll be down there in another turn, 2 turns. And ready for battle. And then when I get closer, I think, yeah, we can recruit 1, essentially mercenaries. So we get them free. But the upkeep's incredibly high, so we can take them for 1 turn. And, yeah, just use them in battle and kind of throw them away. Ooh, we get a mount called Cold One. I wonder what that is. Oh, it must be a dinosaur. Boom. Oh, I think that's the best thing. I'm gonna get a freaking dinosaur, man. I get to use that dinosaur in battle, I believe. That's gonna be so cool. Alright. So that's that, that's the rebellion. I'm not gonna raise an army there just to defend that because I'm in a negative balance and I don't have much cash left, so I'm gonna dismiss all these upgrade notifications. We're not upgrading shit. And we're gonna carry on with our sweep through with this guy. So we can't reach the next settlement and attack, so what I really need to do is get these guys replenishing, I believe. So let's go. That should be just close enough to attack next turn. I'll change their stance to encamp. You see they're recovering pretty well now. So I'll take that in the next turn. That's it. I think that's all we can do. Rebellion are back and enemies on all sides. Let's carry on. So I'll do 1 more turn and then let's get, I guess, as far as some kind of battle or something. This is the army we hired. Just about to get a fight on our hands. And our army ran. What the fuck is that about? Why would you do that? Why didn't... I don't get it. Oh, here we go. Ah, so they attacked and didn't take it, I believe. What's up, dude? Ooh. Fuck yeah. So in theory, I think that said that we just gained a ton of income. I'm not quite sure. And these guys will be asking for peace because they know they're a lot weaker than us. So I'm gonna say nope. The only way you could do that would to become mine. So now I'm money, my friend. I'm more powerful than you. Let's see what this rat army's up to. It just disappeared, that's good. So they must be having real problems with the Dark Elves up in the north. As long as they're distracted, that's perfect. I can just concentrate on the south. Charging in. The fervent of your great Saurus warriors to combat agents of the ancient enemy is admirable, though it is starting to verge on fanaticism in some divisions, risking mistakes that could allow chaos a greater purchase on Lustria's sacred jungles and temple cities. Is such recklessness in keeping with the great plan, or should the Slan Lord mage priests instruct their underlings to instill caution in the ranks? So we have two choices. We can either do leadership plus 12, but we get a casualty replenishment rate of minus 15, or do nothing. I'll take it. And then we need to do a technology. Campaign movement range plus 10. Yep, take that. Okay, let's see what's going on. So this guy we're just rushing down. We need to get him into that city there as soon as possible. And then we should be okay. Let's take his stance off neutral. Okay, cool. So we can pretty much attack straight away. This should be completely unguarded. So, fairly easy auto-resolve. I don't think we need to play this. Might do us some damage, not too bad. So we're going to take that. So that gives us some much needed cash. Gives us some skills, leadership. We now have this province too, so we can issue a commandment. Public order is actually really good. Surprisingly good, so let's go for war. No. This one's all about experience. We don't really need that. Research rate plus 2, we don't really need that. So I'll go for growth and public order and income. But that's pretty good. It's just netted us some cash money. But ignore all this shit. Right. So, let's go back to the strategy map. Who are these guys? Vampire Coast. Who are you? What do you have? You have 2... 3... How powerful are they? Let's have a look. So what they just call Vampire Coast. Ooh, they're very powerful. Almost the same as us. That's not someone we want to get in a fight with.
Mostly grows, I can tell.
They don't like us.
To bargain, but I have already won.
They don't like us at all. Interesting. Maybe I should make peace with these guys and use them as a buffer. I think we've... maybe we've... I don't want to get in a fight with these yet. But they're not at war with this little vampire coast thing either. I don't know. This is actually a tricky one. I'm going to stop it here and I'm going to have a think about it. Take a screenshot of this. You guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think I should do? Should I make peace with this other Lizardmen faction and then use them as a buffer against this very strong vampire coast? Or should I just wipe them out, take their territory, and then deal with the vampire coasts as and when I can? Let me know what you would do while I have a think about it myself. Yeah. I actually need to think about this one. Ciao for now.